deserve this. We roasted a moment, and here we go. All right, welcome to the Long Distance Playbook. My name is Chris. This is my man Mace. To my right, that being head guy over there is Jay. Welcome. We're here talking about all kinds of sports. All right, we're going to have a special guest that will tune into the show here shortly. And we're going to go ahead and kick this thing off right. All right, first off, we want to give some shout outs. Congratulations to the Los Angeles Dodgers for winning the world, becoming World Series champion. We also want to acknowledge Kyle Larson for being the NASCAR champion. We also want to highlight the Toronto Varsity Blues men's soccer team. They won the 2025 OUA championship in Canada. Miss Lorraine Hyde, she won the 2025 World Dart Federation World Masters. And from the Long Distance Playbook to Clayton Kershaw, we want to congratulate you on a well-accomplished career and going out on top. Well deserved. Thank you. We do have a couple of tragic notes this week. Former Cincinnati Bengal and broadcaster Bob Trumpy passed away this past week. On Thursday. I know it kind of made ESPN news and everything. But Cowboys defensive end Marshawn Nealon passed away on Thursday at the age of 24. Our condolences go out to both of those families and friends. All right. We'll go ahead and get started with the lightning round. We got Will Smith of the Los Angeles Dodgers.
Not
won his 6th consecutive championship. Crazy in baseball, right? Jay, what's your thoughts? Go ahead. You was about to say something.
I was just trying to let everybody know it's the Will Smith baseball player, not the one that slapped Chris Rock. So I just want to make sure everybody knows it's that Will Smith and not, not the rapper / actor / Independence Day Will Smith. So some people get that confused. So go ahead. Yeah.
What's your thoughts on it, though?
Do you know how hard that is? It's like Charles Haley winning 5 Super Bowls, going from one team to the next. Robert Horry, like somehow getting on championship teams, and all of a sudden, it's like they just had the magic touch. And Will Smith isn't the best player on the team, but for whatever reason, he brings a lot of wins with him. So that's not an easy thing to do, to jump on a team and all of a sudden that team is, you could be already good, but there's a lot of stuff that goes into winning championships. And we all know now, not the best team always wins the championship either. So you got to stay healthy. You got to have timely plays from whatever sport it is. So nothing is guaranteed because there are no paper champions. You got to do it on the field. You got to do it on the court. You got to do it when it's game day. So, yeah, that's extremely hard. Unless you're a betting man and you want to say, hey, what team is Will Smith on? That's the team I'm rolling with. Maybe you want to do that next year at the beginning of the season.
I mean, I was thinking this. I was right that last comment. That's what I was thinking. Let's pay attention to what team he goes to. You know, I mean, he plays catcher, so he has a impact on the game. Huge impact, right? I mean, Chris, what's your thought?
Yeah.
Well, he's a role player. That's not good. So whatever he's doing on this team, he's filling a role and getting that, taking it to the point to where I'm here to win. And he's improved it 6 times. Family in a row.
It wasn't real. Right?
So that just tells you how much even a role player can have dominance in a game. He ain't no Otani, no Mookie Betts, you know, what's his face name? Freddie Freeman, Clutch Freeman. And notice, he's not the MVP. Not the MVP. So that's a bluff. That's like this guy joins the team and does a job.
Yeah. I mean, he had a couple of big hits, especially right there in Game 7, right? He made clutch hits to, I think, tie the game or put the Dodgers up in the lead. Right when they need him, boom, he's making it happen. So I don't know what else you can ask out of a role player. You know? But the stars you expect that, right? The role
Yes.
players, it's hit and miss. So that's why they stay in the role position. Now, at some point in time, does he become a star? Okay.
Yeah. So to me, sometimes it's the role players that put you over the edge. You have two teams that go against each other, and we kind of expect, like you said, we know what they're going to do. But it's that unsung hero that gives those superstars the ability to make the play in the big time in the big game, because they're doing the little things that turn into big things.
All right, let's move right along. When the Dodgers won the championship, Magic Johnson, of all people, won a championship, right? However, because Magic Johnson has been very, very successful as a player and as the owner and everything, right? He has now 16 championships. It's amazing.
Impressive.
Chris, what's your thoughts on that?
The dude is I want to say a money magnet.
Okay.
Because everything he touches is profitable. So, when he became a part of the ownership of the Dodgers, his movie theater, positive. He started the rebuild with the Lakers. Look at them now. LeBron, Luka. So, he ain't won the championship there yet, other than the bubble. But
Within time, right?
yeah.
Jay, what's your thoughts?
The great Magic Johnson, from the time he started, came in as a winner, he went out as a winner. He seems to always make the right moves. He puts himself around the people that can make key decisions, and you got to have the right formula to win, not just we're just going to put these players out here, put this team together, but it's important to have the right chemistry, to have the right, as we say, you got to have the right positive attitude there's no, I mean, you might have one or two, eye players, but you have to have enough people that are role players and accept the roles as being role players for you to have a top team and to stay competitive for, you know, not just 1 or 2 seasons, but over 5 or 6 year period. Because everybody wants to get paid, everybody wants their money, but you know, you see since Magic Johnson's been with LA, the difference. And we're gonna have some of these Washington fans come through here, and the Daniel Snyder era. You could see the difference just when Magic Johnson put his name associated with the Washington Commanders, how the whole vibe is just totally different. It's not just you know, hate to throw Mr. Jerry Jones out there, but Jerry Jones and Daniel Snyder, everybody is like, okay, well, these two guys, it seems like they're they bring in the wrong energy to an organization, and they haven't had any championships. They haven't been to an NFC championship game. Both those teams, if you have noticed. So, Chris, go ahead, say something. No, I can't hear you. So, I guess their audio is out for the moment. But going over this Magic Johnson situation, Daniels is out. I wonder what's going to be their solution for the time being. You got Marcus Mariota. He's serviceable, but until he gets McLaurin back and gets Debo, playing the way that we know that Debo can play, then it's going to be a situation where Washington, this probably is going to be a rebuild year for them. And what are they going to do about their defense? So it's going to be important that Magic Johnson puts that little touch of his signature touch on his team, and maybe get that same results as he got with the LA team and the rest of his teams that he has associated himself with that seem to bring home championships at the end of each season.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. You can hear us now?
Yes, I can hear you now.
All right, so let's move on a little bit, right? We're going to talk about it real quick. The college football playoff rankings. The first week it's come out. Pay attention to it. It's not really gonna right now. It doesn't really mean anything because a lot of these teams have still got playing.
It's going to change due to the fact that your top 4 teams are from two conferences. Right. So either if they win out, they still got to play each other in their championship. So talking about it, you can talk about who's left off. Yeah. Or who shouldn't be there. That's your opinion. Right. So what you think?
Look, I think there's a lot of football that has to be played. And I think the committee obviously did the right thing. They just put the teams that are currently ranked in the top 8 and put them in there. I'm not trying to leave nobody out or anything, so look at that.
So you got to also understand, like, currently I think BYU is number 1 in the Big 12, undefeated, and they are seeded 8. So that means if the season will end today, they're going to move. Yeah, absolutely. They're not going to be sitting. They're not going to be playing in the first time. But we'll talk about that a little bit later.
Next thing, Jay, I want to get your thoughts on this real quick. We have the current finalists for the Pro Football Hall of Fame of the coaches. You know about that?
Yeah, it's, how should we say this? It's the ones you think that should be in, or you're thinking, what? They're not in yet. And then you got to remember, okay, you got to have a certain amount of time out of the game first before they can actually be in the Hall of Fame. Um, of course, Bill Belichick, Tom Coughlin, Mike Holmgren, Dan Reeves, Buddy Parker, Chuck Knox. Um, you know, our age, except for Buddy Parker, we grew up on these coaches, and there are a lot of wins. It's like you knew going into these games when one of these guys were coaching that there's a good chance that at the end of the game they're going to be winning the game. If they were going against each other, like Dan Reeves against Mike Holmgren or Coughlin, I mean, it's the best that football has to provide for you. Like just the cerebral, the mind, organization, the preparation. You know these guys are going to be ready to play. They're going to be attention to detail. And for the most part, when you're a coach, you don't mind losing to a team that just goes out and plays better than you. But it kills a coach when you're not mentally prepared or you make a lot of mistakes. Those are the ones that really drive a coach crazy. And something that, you think that, okay, well, we can clean this up, we can clean that up, but you know what? We played our best. We did the best that we could against this team, but they did better than we did. We just go shake their hands. And these coaches brought the best out of their players.
All right. We're going to move on a little bit. I appreciate your insight on that, Jay. We're going to move on to the MLS playoff. Woo. Guys, if you haven't been watching MLS this season, it's okay. Find the playoff, look into it, tune in. Just please. These playoffs have been amazing. Right now, there's 5 game playoff series that have to conclude. And both teams have won one, right? So round 1 is first team to win 2 games and you advance. There's 5 games that still have to be complete. And I think they'll be complete by Monday, if I'm not mistaken. So please tune in, support the teams and everything else. It's amazing, right? Some of these teams have been beating up on other teams during the regular season, and then outside the regular season, they get to the playoffs, and you're expecting, that team's going to crush them, and they're not. So you got Minnesota and Seattle, and then Portland versus San Diego, and then you have Inter Miami versus Nashville. And then you have the Battle of Ohio of Cincinnati versus Columbus. Then you have New York City versus Charlotte. Those are the 5 games. Now, 3 teams have already advanced. Vancouver, LA, and Philadelphia. They're waiting. Can waiting be a good thing?
In some sports, yeah.
Okay.
I think a little different. So, they running around expecting what they can do. But as far as trying to compare it to another sport,
I think it's going to be exciting, especially with the World Cup supposed to be in the U.S. next year. So, Jay, what you got on this? Anything?
Well, the proverbial thing is, if a team is hot, you never really want to take time off because you're wondering if you're going to come out cold. If a team is hot and they're rolling, you want to keep playing. But if you do have injuries and you need that little break, or if you have an older team, you definitely want that little downtime to give you that advantage. But so yeah, I mean, for me, if you're confident and you know you're the better team, yeah, you want the break. But if you're like a young team and you know you haven't played well in the beginning of the season, and you're like, boom, you just starting to catch fire. Yeah, you want to keep going. So yeah, it's one of those catch-22 things.
Well, I think the biggest highlight right now out of the controversy is Suarez for Inter Miami, right? He was a big time defender for him. And he got in trouble in the last game, right? But not big trouble, right? Like he didn't get flagged or the call for him. But now, after the game, he's been suspended.
Mm.
Right? So that's huge for Miami losing one of your best defenders, right? But the controversy is a lot of people, a lot of officials even, are trying to find out why, if he didn't get a card and whatnot in the game, right? Why is he getting suspended for this game? Because obviously his infraction wasn't that serious, at least to the officials. They didn't feel like it. So keep an eye out, look for that, because Miami's got Messi down there, and so they spent a lot of money to get him down there, and they won a championship. So if he doesn't pull, he won a lot of championships in Barcelona and PSG, but he ain't won nothing in Miami. So people look out.
Yeah. What have you done for me lately?
Right. Look, they have a phenomenal career, right? But you decided to change leagues. Now people expect you to win, especially because they're fans. So, all right.
Good. Well, yeah. We're going to take a little 3-minute commercial break.
Okay.
All right, we'll be back.
Hey, welcome back. We got some technical difficulties. Um, we're trying to bring in a soccer correspondent here that was going to talk about the MLS real quick. Um, but in the meantime, so talking about earlier, we were talking over, what brings a championship to your team, not just the players or um, not having just the best players, but you got to have the org from the top up. Whether it's the owner, the the team itself, the general manager, the ones bringing in the players. Um, baseball is one of those things. You do have a salary cap, but um, you know, it's a soft one at best. And the Dodgers has been known for going up and getting these players. And when you don't do that, we go the basketball route. The Oklahoma City Thunder, they got rid of Paul George. They got rid of how about to say Westbrook? Yeah, Russell. They got rid of Russ, and they were able to get all these picks. And with the right front office people, well, they won a championship, and they're still loaded with picks for the next couple seasons. So, you know, sometimes it's a little luck, sometimes it's a little skill, sometimes it has to be the right mix. And what we've been doing, what the teams that have been winning consistently, they have the right pieces. They have the right guy pulling the trigger. Um, I think if you look back at the last 7 or 8 seasons in the NBA, there's been a different champion. Um, with basketball, it's a longer season, so there's more time to get injuries to dictate. Like uh, Tatum went down for Boston in the playoffs, so you Boston has to do without him, and you can see they're still competitive. So how many teams in the league can lose their guy and still put up a fight every night that they go out? So it's if you have a good organization, you have the good guys working at the top, then it trickles down to your organization, the rest of to not only through the locker room. It goes to the locker room. It goes to people that even are washing the towels and cleaning out the locker. I mean, you have trash talkers. There's this one story about the Houston Rockets going to LA to play the Lakers in the 80s, and um, they're talking about they don't need to do the lockers for the Lakers because they know they're not going back to Houston to play them, and it's like it's throughout the whole building when they know that they have something special.
Yeah. Hey,
I see the guys are back.
can you hear us?
I can hear you, and the buzz. I hear no buzzing. Go ahead.
Job of the engineer.
There you go. Our crack team was on it. So welcome back, guys.
Yeah. Right now we're waiting. We're going to talk to our guest. So, there's some stuff we can go back and talk about a little bit, especially now in this time of years. So now, I hope y'all got some good comments. Please, what's going on, Black Channel 33? We want to hear what you guys think. So comments, we will let you know, and we'll go from there. We're sorry about the buzz that you hear. It's just showed up. I don't know why. I have to rebuild the whole studio again. So, college football first way uh, right. So you got it's funny, right? So I know I touched it a little bit earlier. I'm just gonna look at it. You got Ohio State number one. Indiana. Well, the bad part is don't have to go back. Two big schools and two SEC schools. So we already know who of those four is not going to be a top four. So they're not going to. No. And well, what do you think about that? Bill? Do you think because they're the number, they're in the top four, they should be survived, even though they're in the same conference?
You're coming in a little bit I can barely hear you, but you're asking about should these teams be where they are at this present time? And I honestly will say it doesn't matter what I think, but
Well,
what's important is this.
It doesn't matter what you think. This is your opinion. I want your opinion.
My opinion is this. This right here lets us know what the committee is thinking and lets these teams know whatever you're doing, Alabama, Ohio State, Texas A&M, and Indiana, we like what you have shown us so far. So they know that they need to keep doing what they're doing. But some of these teams that are on the front of the cups, like Georgia, Ole Miss, and BYU, then it lets me know that y'all better start blowing some teams out. Y'all better start. Don't leave no doubt. Because
I don't think that's true though. So watch this. I don't think the Big 12 have or do they? No, they do. But here's the thing. BYU is so they may have a weaker schedule, but because of how the rules game, they're going to be the bottom. So they're sitting at 7. They can they went out. Yeah, they when they conference, they in. Yeah. And even if they lose, if they win the conference, they're going to get in order to get a five. Look, you got to be in the power five, right? So I think for the election last year, they didn't get a buy, and they were competent. So I think HBC was the leader. I'm saying that now. The spot is definitely not for. You don't want to be there. Yes. So that's one of those things. You know, I think they should be, you know, for last year. So first year talking about a way better line. No, we say a like there's lower two parents bracket, they're not going to play for the bracket for the Spanish. But they receded, but they make an upset, they could go to they're the lowest. I think you have to look before. What you think about those books?
I mean, to me, I just you have teams that should be able to, block all that out and just play good football and win. If they do that, then to me, you take it out of the committee's hands. The committee, they can't say, well, you didn't do this, you didn't do that. You play good defense, play good offense, and consistently do it on a week basis, then I believe the committee will put them in and put them where they should be, ranked.
So I'm using it to still historical data. So do you think S&P should have gotten this football?
Say again?
Do you think S&P should have gotten into the book?
I know I'm hearing SMU. I think SMU should.
No.
Do you think SMU should have got in over Georgia like?
Yes. SMU winning last week is huge.
You have to see.
Can you hear me or?
On a scale of 1 to 10, I can probably hear you about a 2. I can hear Mason like a 4 or 5.
Yeah, I'm talking about so I guess I'll have to turn it up a little bit.
You're 8 right now. You're at 8 right now. What you just said was an 8.
But don't think, so
I'm trying to be the mic. It might be the person.
it might be me. You know, I gotta use
Your
my hands.
your booming voice is just knocking it out. That's probably what it is.
So my question was, right, and I was wrong. I was doing this all the time. SMU, they had a great year last year. They had and I'm not saying they should have made it. I'm asking, do you think they should have been in over like Alabama? Or yeah, they didn't get in. Or Ole Miss. Last year, not this year. Last year.
Do I think last year SMU deserved to be in over Oregon?
No. Over Alabama or Ole Miss.
Yes. They balled out last year. They left no doubt.
But what
And it
about
was good
the schedule?
Well, until the committee comes out and makes everybody's schedule, you really can't really complain about who's playing what. I mean, you leave it up because we all know that even the best even if you're Alabama, they still play two teams and they know they shouldn't be playing.
Yeah.
And it
So
goes to the rest of like all the schools that are in this thing. They play one or two teams that they know they shouldn't be playing.
yeah, you making a good point, Black Sound. I give you that. I don't think they had a strong schedule last year. So I really, really, oh yeah, definitely. That's not pay you. I do that. What you're talking about. I don't think that they should have. I think they picked the right team, but I think Ole Miss got to sort of. Ole Miss played a good year at 2 losses, and just so they didn't play in their conference championship, that's way the factor. So that was kind of where I was headed. Like Miami, looks like they're going to do it again. I know, yeah, not going to make it to their conference championship, and it's going to be the same deal for them. They're going to be on the outside. Right now,
Miami is behind. This is the conference club, okay? This conference club. Right now they're behind Virginia, Georgia Tech, Pittsburgh, Louisville, SMU, and Duke. Because your overall record doesn't really matter, right? It's the conference club. Your overall record does matter. I'll say it does, but what I'm saying to get in the competition, right? Miami just lost two conference games.
they won't get up. What you saying is they're not. Yeah.
No, that's
Who said Virginia sitting on top?
Virginia sitting on top with Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech got one. There's a one loss in the conference. Virginia ain't lost a game in the ACC.
But I don't think
Virginia play Georgia Tech there.
Did who play what?
Virginia does the perfect. They play Wake Forest, Duke, Virginia. I mean, look, there's a lot of teams in the ACC that do they'll be out for Virginia. Georgia Tech still got Boston College, Pitt, and Georgia.
that Georgia game was going to be good. That's going to be a problem. They're going to have to win.
So it's not going to hurt the conference.
No, they're not going to hurt the conference line, but they're going to have to win that game. If they fail, and I would love to see Georgia Tech make the playoffs because they have to have a. I would love to see that.
I mean, there's a lot of good things out there. There's a lot of good things. And it's I'm just going to be well, here we go. How do we fix it? There's no way to fix it. Okay? You're going to have seasons where I think a lot of teams have good seasons. And then you're going to have seasons a lot of things that even your match. It's going to look like everybody's really struggling, but nobody's really dominant.
And the worst thing is you can't expand it. You can't. Because now it's not like baseball all the time. Well, it works. Because you got let's say they start, let's say they go to on a season, right? In the current time schedules that we have, so that means you got to take away games to balance it out. So when I say take away games, they don't have no time for it. They don't have no Ohio State games. Those are Thanksgiving weekend. Those are the games you look forward to during Thanksgiving weekend. But you're not going to have that as good. It's going to take away from time to win. I know last year the Army Navy game. And I'm not saying it didn't, but it actually had implications. Those teams at one point were losing top one. I mean, Army struggled with and it's still being like a lot of these things still got to play out. How well. That's not just basically. If Alabama wins out, Texas A&M is right with undefeated. Alabama, because they have lost. I don't think anybody else. Georgia got one. Lost one. You're talking about quality. Right? Georgia, Ole Miss, Texas, not bad. Kind of the SEC, it can get shaky real quick. Just like, even though I think Ohio State, but one sub, that Indiana, Ohio State, USC, Michigan, Oregon, and Iowa always come on. So that's another group of cases that you're going to have to look at the head to head. And this is the problem. So I'm going to have a great year this year. Great year next year. I don't care if I'm going to play or how far in advance. So I have a great year. Walk away into I think it's out of the top right there. Where they got rid of the Eastern the North and the South as well. Conference. Everybody gets yeah, but that's all church time. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I think that helps them get rid of that North and South, West, up and down, whatever those, however they have to fight. Yeah, it just made one big conference. What you think about that, Jay? You over at Pondering. Yeah. Oh, he's spiking. Because before, you didn't have to win the OCT. You just had to win the East, or you had to win the West.
Yeah.
That's all you got?
Yeah, I'm gonna defer to you two on the matter, and so that's on point. That's definitely on point. Um, so what do you the next 2 weeks? Do you think these things, like 4 teams could drop off, 4 new teams could emerge, or do you think these are pretty much the 12 that we're probably going to be getting, just scrambled around a little bit?
No, I think there definitely could be some jump in teams. There's a lot of big games that are left to play for this season, and I think it definitely changes the playoff bracket. So don't look at the playoff bracket too much. Yeah, you can take consideration in it. Maybe if you're a school that got left out, it gives you motivation to play harder to get in. You know?
So out of these 12 teams,
Yep.
we hooked you up to a lie detector and said, all right, 2 of these teams are coming off this list by the time the playoffs actually get here. What 2 teams would you have to say are coming off of there?
That's hard to say. That's hard to say.
Is it?
Not for me. Not for me.
Huh? Not for you?
No.
What teams do you think are coming off?
I mean, the 2 teams easily. Virginia, we know that they're gonna eventually they're gonna show up and do what they usually do.
Okay.
They'll make it easy for the committee. They'll go away. And then,
Okay.
of course, Memphis will be gone.
Yeah. I could see Memphis being coming. Virginia, I would have to argue with you on. I think.
You,
I
you,
think Virginia.
you're not from there, and you don't understand the history, my friend. We'll mess it up.
We will mess it up. Somehow we will mess it up.
We will
So-
George Costanza.
So. He said, hold on. There you go. He's in the grand football.
And Black Santa, you're from Virginia, and you know how we do.
Hey, man, look. So I'm gonna say this, right? So I'm looking at the overall ranking, how they rank them, and I think there is. What's up, CEO? I think there is gonna be a lot of movement, right?
Mhm.
A lot of movement. This ain't gonna end. This ain't gonna end the way how it started.
But I can't give you all my moves. I'll tell you why later.
But like, I can see Georgia Tech slide in over Memphis, and actually I can see Vanderbilt slide in over Memphis.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember. If they don't make their championship game, it's gonna be based off their ranking.
Yeah.
And then that strength of schedule. That almighty strength of schedule, brother.
Yeah.
Look, Notre Dame's not in there just yet. Notre Dame could be booted out.
No Dame get booted easily.
Mm-hmm. But you're not playing a conference championship game.
And you're restricted schedule.
Yeah.
Because they got these annual games that they play.
Yeah, who does Notre Dame still have on the
I think you still got USC.
They got they beat USC. They've got Navy.
Yeah, yeah.
Then they've got number 24 pick, but that might not be 24 by the time they're playing. Right? Then they got Syracuse. Then they got Stanford. So, and they're only, if that's the case, that means Notre Dame only ranked team if Pittsburgh falls out. Now, Pittsburgh stays in, Pittsburgh would be a win, right? If Notre Dame, hypothetically, Notre Dame beats them, right? But that means USC and Pitt is your two teams that you think are the win. That's not very strong. So,
And they got 2 out.
right.
The bad.
Yep. So, I mean,
Since you called for aspiring,
I know, right?
you right, Black.
That's the only one that you've been wrong about, Jay, so far.
You right, Black Shadow. You right. They have 2 losses, but they got a bad loss. Yep. That bad loss is going to way through this later.
If you're favored by 15 or more and you lose to a team, that's a bad loss, even if you lost by half a point, which is impossible to do. But they still lost to a team they should have blew out.
At Frank, he said Notre Dame ain't winning at all. Nope. Absolutely.
I ain't gonna say what he said.
Yeah.
They got the cake.
I'll let y'all read the comments.
We'll post it, let y'all see that. So,
But you got it look, watch this. You still got a 7-1 Louisville.
yeah.
Right? Then 18.
And then some of this may change along the way, right? Because they have to secure that the rest of the game, right? If you slip up and mess up, you're gone. So we'll see. It's going to be interesting. We're getting close to the end of the season of college football, right? Where everything matters.
All games.
You know, I mean, well, in college, absolutely everything matters. But we're really coming into if you overlook one team and you don't beat them, or even if you beat them, but don't beat them convincingly, it might sway the committee. You agree with that, Jay?
I totally agree with that. Trouble.
So, all right. We will be right back. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back.
Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. This is the long distance playbook.
Yes, yes, yes.
As you can see, we have our guest of the day, guest of the week. Maybe you're not from the East Coast, not from the DMV, Washington, Maryland, Virginia. But let me just break it down for you. This man right here, 11 years in the NFL. Now, there's a lot of stories going that talk about different players. One of my favorite players was Bo Jackson. He tells a story about a man who just almost just changed his perspective on playing football. Just let me go play baseball because Ken Harvey's waiting for me over there. Hit so hard. I'm pretty sure Ken Harvey has heard the story. His name is Ken Harvey. 11 seasons, 4-time Pro Bowler. He played in the toughest era of football, the 80s and the 90s, the toughest division, the NFC East. When they had 5 teams in them, they said, you know what, this it's too tough over there. We gotta just take one of these teams out and just have 4 teams down in each division, because these NFC East battles, if you look through the 80s and the 90s, 9 times out of 10, who was represented, if it wasn't for the 49ers, it was the team from the NFC East that was going to be representing the NFC. Everybody, can we get an applause for Ken Harvey, please? This is Ken Harvey.
Thank you. Good sound effects. I like that.
So, just kicking right off. Let's get started. I guess I will ask. You did play in both, in Arizona and Washington. For me, my first time ever experiencing a NFL game was with the Washington team, and my team was the 49ers. In my household, my dad was huge. He says, "Them Skins gonna get them today. Them Skins gonna get them today." And you were one of his favorite players. And 94 was the first time I saw a live game. It was you guys versus the 49ers, and my goodness, you had 9 tackles, 2 sacks, forced fumble. I mean, you were killing us. Yeah. Just amazing. I'm just, the young man, the young boy in me, just get those flashbacks.
I got it.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
So, I'm gonna go ahead and kick it off. I know they're gonna ask you some questions. I'm gonna ask you a few questions. I'll start off with the first question. November 23rd, 1997. There was a very, very, very important game. You guys were 6-5. The Giants were 7-4. There was a game that was very important for you guys to make a push to the playoffs. Do you remember anything significant about that game?
I don't. I probably should look it up. Was that the game I got 3 sacks against the Giants? No.
You know what? You are right.
Okay.
So most of us sports fans that aren't soccer, we don't like ties. That game ended in a tie.
Yeah.
And you guys took the lead 7-0. It looked promising. It looked like you were on your way. And then all of a sudden, your quarterback got hurt.
Yeah.
He can you tell us what happened to your quarterback?
Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you. I know I got a couple of the questions earlier. I don't remember what happened to the quarterback, not because I got hit in the head so many times. It was a long journey of 11 years, and so you, my friend, might have to explain to everybody about it. I do remember the game being a tie. and being pissed off about the fact that, like you said, you busted your butt, you try to do whatever you can, and the game ends in a tie, and it's like there's no way it should be a tie. Somebody should win, somebody should lose, and so I know it was a frustrating game, and both of us were trying to fight for a position. So yeah.
Yeah, I wholeheartedly agree with you, but Gus Farrat ended up
Oh, is
scoring
that
the
when he
touchdown.
hurt his neck?
Yeah.
You know what? So okay, all right, I will give you this. So Gus Farrat, like great guy, really really good guy, and him and I were really good friends, right? And so I know he had that. He's a quarterback, but he had that. He wanted that linebacker. He wanted to be that linebacker mentality. And for a guy who this is his chance to start because quarterback got hurt, it's his chance to start. He's fired up, right? And so I think he made a pass, did a touchdown, something. He got a touchdown, got excited, and he ran and like you see on TV, like kids imitate today. You see it on TV, and he ran and he hit the side padding on the wall, and it's kind of out of nowhere, but he injured his neck, and who would have thought a quarterback would injure their neck celebrating, trying to hit their head against the side wall, and then the worst thing is it's so embarrassing, but you got to tell somebody that I can't go back in because my neck is hurt because I was doing something stupid. So, yeah, I do remember that, and I shouldn't say stupid, overly excited, and I think we've all been a place where we've got overly excited and we've done something out of character, and maybe sometimes the result isn't what you would want it to be. So, yeah, I do remember that.
Yeah, so there's been a couple other players. Kicker Martin Gramatica, he kicked the field goal, jumps into the air. He tore his ACL when he landed down.
Yeah,
Linebacker got a sack, jumped up in the air to celebrate, came back down. He tore his ACL.
yeah.
It happens, but it's just so rare to see it happen.
Well, then that and with a quarterback and the way he got hurt, you don't expect the quarterback to headbutt the side wall and then end up hurting his neck. So things happen. That's the game of football. You don't know when it's going to happen. I mean, unfortunately, just like Jaden Daniels getting hurt, you don't know when it's going to happen, and you can always look back and say, man, the coach should have took him out earlier, but you don't know when the next series would have been a series that he was going to take him out. You just don't know. That's the game of football. It's an aggressive game, and things happen. Unfortunately, that keeps it real, especially in this. I'm sorry, talking too long, but especially in this world of AI, where everything is kind of predictive. Those are the things that make the game fun. Is those unpredictable moments.
Yeah. So I'm going to take you a little bit further back, your rookie year.
Right. I did get hit a few times, so
yes.
take me
I
back.
know. I know.
My eyes are rolled the back of my head, and I start blanking out.
The linebacker position, it's you're going towards the fire every play.
Yeah.
So your rookie season, Anthony, you had Anthony Bell, Nico Noga, EJ Jr.
Yep.
What was it like your rookie season being behind those guys, and how did they kind of shape your football career moving forward?
So I'll tell you the story. Like the first Anthony Bell probably saved my career. One, so I came out of college. I was a pass rusher for the most part, and never really covered. Not really a cover guy. I came to the NFL, and they wanted to make me a third down cover guy and put me over the tight end, and didn't want to have me as a pass rusher. And so I was getting beat off the ball all the time on the tight ends. Tight ends back then, they were huge. They were offensive linemen that could run and catch the ball. And so I was getting destroyed all the time. And Anthony Bell, knowing I'm playing the same position as him or that I could potentially take his job down the road, he was like a mentor to me. And he told me this one simple thing. I had my feet and they were pointed out this way. And he's like, Ken, all your energy is being dispersed out this way. You need to turn your feet in, and then you could get a push off. And that one little bit of difference, that the one little correction helped save my career because I was getting destroyed off the ball. So I give all credit to the longevity and me even being able to play against tight ends to Anthony Bell. EJ Jr. was like a mentor. You look at him by his example and how he played and what he did, and so he kind of mentored me, and a little bit in that way, in that sense. And then Nico Noga, if you thought of a football player, this is a big guy. He had his goatee and braids and with the rubber band, and he mumbled a lot. And so he just looked at you and he's like, I came into it and he's like, whoa, whoa, and kind of grouchy and scared me to death, man. He looked like he's going to take it looked like a WWE or WWF. He looked like one of those brothers, the Samoan brothers, and just scared me to death as a linebacker, but was a good guy. But you knew he was all about business, and they wanted to win.
Wow. Yeah, that's wonderful. So you ended up leaving, and back then you're still in the same division, the NFC East.
Yep.
What was it like playing in the DC area from playing out in Arizona?
So when we when the team moved to Arizona, I was the first person taken in the draft in Arizona. And so it's a whole new experience. They had just come from St. Louis, Arizona. So we didn't have a lot of fans. It was during that time, Arizona was a lot of snowbirds. They would come in. And so we had about 25,000, diehard fans in the stands. But a lot of times you look up at the stands and it was all blacked out. It was all empty seats. And then you also, because the games weren't sold out, the game was blacked out. And so a lot of people didn't see us play. Come to Washington, D.C., they just come off of some of the Super Bowls. Everybody loved them and all that stuff. So here it was like, man, this is so cool. I get an opportunity to show what I can do. What I've been doing in Arizona that no one's seen, now I get an opportunity to show. And immediately the first year, there were a lot of great guys that really helped me out. Monty Coleman was just a great leader on and off the field. Tim Johnson was kind of a mentor as a player, just such a good guy. He's a pastor now, but he showed his pastorship way back then. And then on the offense, and I always give credit to some of these guys, you're as good as the guys you practice against. Jim Lachey would kick my butt every day in practice, but then help me up and told me what I did wrong and how I could get better. And so as an offensive lineman, to not just try to destroy you and walk away, but to actually try to make you better, that just made me better. So my first year here, I had a good year. I had 13 and a half sacks. And so it kind of built the name, and the fans were just, to me, it's amazing to see, and not in a disrespectful way, grown man that I should be saying sir and yes sir to and all that stuff, talking to me like, they respected me or respected the game that I had because, the way I played and represented DC. So I was just honored to be here.
Yeah, we growing up in that area in the 80s, and you said Monty Coleman, very respected.
Yeah.
And just him and Monk and some of those type of guys, Jim Lachey, Russ Grimm, Bostic.
Yep.
Those are guys that are staples and we believed in that area that the winning was going to continue and always be like that when it came to it.
Yeah.
And the Cowboys team was just a powerhouse. It just seemed like once they got all those picks for Herschel Walker, it was just, things changed in the 90s, so to speak.
Yeah. It was we had pieces of the puzzle, but we were never able to put the whole puzzle together. And that was the unfortunate thing. If the defense was dominant at one time, the offense wasn't quite clicking, or vice versa. And it was just never really cohesive, putting it all together. There were some great players on the team that never got their due just because it just never worked and we weren't winning. And give Cowboys their credit. They had the players in the team, and it was fun playing against them. I mean, me being from Texas, it was always cool to at least have a good game and represent my family in Texas. So, it's kind of cool.
All right. Well, I'm going to shift it over to the guys over there in Germany. I'm over here in Italy. those guys in Wiesbaden, they're going to ask you a few more questions.
Yeah.
Chris, go ahead, take it away.
Can you hear me?
I can. I would do. I took Italian in college, but if you asked me how to say hi, I would mess it up. I could do ciao, bello, guy, no. That's what I know. I guess I'm calling you handsome though, so maybe I should just say ciao, right?
Hey, respect, brother.
All right.
So, Mr. Harvey, I have a few questions. I'm from.
Call me Ken. Yeah, I appreciate you. Thank you for calling me Ken.
See, I'm gonna mess up and call you sir. You know?
Yeah. That's funny.
So, Ken, I'm from St. Louis.
Okay.
And I grew up a Big Red fan. You know, a lot of people don't know what that means.
Right.
You know, but I was a Big Red fan. I wasn't a Bill Bidwell senior fan.
A lot of people.
So
weren't.
he took my team. So growing up, I was honored, and God rest his soul, to meet and get to know a lot of his family who lived in the St. Louis area. Freddie Joe Nunn.
Yeah.
How was it playing with Freddie Joe Nunn? Or did you get the opportunity? Yeah,
no. Freddie Joe Nunn was my my roommate when we went on away trips. We would share the same room, and then we actually ended up living on the same street as him and his family. And Freddie Joe was like, I mean, he had the prettiest swim move. I mean, it was gorgeous, and you know, just a great guy. And being roommates, you get a chance to talk to him and get a deeper appreciation for the person. He's just an old country guy who just really enjoyed the game. You know, he had some issues that he had to deal with, personal demons. But as a football player, just watching his technique and trying to see what he did and how he hustled and how he played, it made me a better player. And then, like I said, because we lived on the same street, you know, I saw him just, you know, everybody saw him as a superstar. And I saw him as this guy who couldn't wait to get home and fish in the pond behind his house and just chill with his family. So just a really cool guy.
Yeah. It's so, like, you know, just so you know, like, you know, I grew up with the Stump Mitchells, Louis Sharp.
Yeah. That's another guy. Louis was a guy who, when I came in, like I said, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but when I came in.
Oh, no, you good.
You know, they didn't want me to be a pass rusher, and so I had to prove myself, and part of it was going and practicing against Louis Sharp, and you know, he would kick my butt sometimes, and I ain't gonna give him all the credit. I kick his butt sometimes, but he was one of those guys again who would help me and actually would, you know, reach out and say, man, you can be something great. You know, I see all this potential in you. So sometimes, a lot of times, the offensive linemen don't get the recognition they deserve. But, you know, all due respect to him, there were so many guys, DK, so many guys who just really were cool. Derek Kennard, yeah.
One of my other questions. Can you tell us about your initiation, your rookie initiation?
Yeah. So I give you the with the Cardinals. So they wanted everybody to sing songs, and then you know, I'm first round. People coming in, you know, they know I'm trying to take their jobs. You know, not trying to, but that's my job I want to start. And so they're like, you know, sing, Rook. But I was also, you know, 6'2", 235 pounds, but I could bench press 500 pounds. And I was, you know, I looked kind of crazy. I was quiet and all that stuff. And I couldn't sing. You know, I didn't want to sing. And they're like, you going to sing, Rook? And I'm like, no, man. You know, and for a while we were getting ready to get into a fight. And so finally I got up there to sing. And I tried to sing a song to let them know that what I thought of them. And so I started singing a song. I'm not going to tell you the song. I'm born again. And so I hear this voice in the background. Shut up, Rook. You're not even singing the song right. And I'm like, well, then you come up here and make me sing the song. And the people parted and the ground started shaking. And big old Anthony Bell, I benched 500 pounds. He benched 550 pounds. He started walking towards me, and, you know, nothing for nothing. I'm a rookie. I'm like, you know, we got to go. And fortunately, someone stepped in between us. And I'm praying to God. I'm like, thank God. Oh my God. I was born again twice. I was like, thank God somebody broke us up. And Big Bell, he's 6'3". He could bench press 550 pounds. Arms look like tree trunks. And so we end up becoming roommates and becoming best friends. But yeah, they try to have all the rookies sing and tradition and all that stuff. And I'm like, you're gonna have to make me sing, but I did it. And the song wasn't that good, but it was I didn't get into a fight, so that's all I'll say about that. I mean, like Forrest Gump. That's all I gotta say about that. So yeah,
Okay, I'm gonna pass it over to my partner here, Mason.
you guys in Germany, right?
Yes, sir.
Oh wow, cool.
So, Kim, my name is Mason.
Mason,
As you can see, I'm an Alabama fan, right?
yes sir.
But my question for you is: so Gene Stallings was one of your coaches in
Mm-hmm.
Arizona, correct?
Mhm.
He was fired after going 5-6 to start the season. I'm kind of glad he was fired because he went to Alabama and won us a championship, But do you think he was fired too early? Do you think that was the right move when he was fired?
I mean, he's probably fired too early. Especially you're moving a whole new team to a whole different area. You got a whole bunch of different players. It was more being at a new place. They wanted the team to win right away because it's revenue. It's bringing people in and all that stuff. Gene Stallings, he was Alabama. He had that old accent. Son, I don't
Oh,
know. I mean, that's how he talked to me. Son, I don't know what you think you're doing up there. I'm like, I'm like, my God, man, what the heck? And I tell you the one story. One time we in the locker room during halftime, he walks in and he goes to the toilet and it's crowded because everybody that's your chance to do your duty before you got to go back out. He's like, good Lord, man, this ain't no library. Her toilet bowls flushing here. I don't think people wipe their butts, man. And when he said, I gotta use the restroom, guys jumped out of the stall. Nobody, people stop pissing in midstream. I mean, that's Gene Stallings, and he was a firm guy, but he was always like, I'm gonna take care of the vets. You rookies, you got to earn your place, but I'm gonna take care of the vets. And so a lot of times, he would give a little special privileges to a point to the veterans to make sure they were taken care of. You didn't have to practice as hard. You just had to prove yourself. And him being fired was probably a little premature. Sorry for the long answers, but I try to be
No,
this.
no, you're good, Kim.
Yeah.
We love it. This is a little off topic, though, right? But it does relate to you. It does pertain to you. I know you've written many books in the past. Do
Yeah.
you plan on writing more?
Yes, sir. So I'm doing a little plug here. Well, my first novel, thriller suspense novel, was called Xavier: A Hero No More, and it was about a former player who was accused of a crime he didn't commit, and a detective who always idolized him as a player started investigating the case, and it kind of goes from there. So that was kind of a thriller suspense novel. And then I've written a bunch of children's books. The first book was a book that Terry Crews, the guy on America's Got Talent, he did the artwork for us. There's a book called Come Find Me. And the reason I did the book, this was 30 years ago when my boys were like 8 and 6 years old, was that there were not a lot of books about African American kids back then. And my son came home and he's like, there's a contest on TV, and if you get to win, you get to be one of the characters. But he was all upset because there were no brown characters. And I was like, God, I want my kids to see themselves in a book. Uh, Not a book about anything other than kind of something like hide and seek, but I want them to know that they're characters and that they can be appreciated. So I started doing children's books, and so my latest children's book, right there, I'm free advertising. It's called football. It's called The Fridge Game, the big game, and it's kind of like characters in a refrigerator, and they're playing football, good characters against bad characters, and they're playing football against each other. It's on Amazon, Ken Harvey, the Fridge Games. But it's a continuation of a book, the first book I did called Life in the Fridge, when chocolate milk moved in. And you get to talk about topics of life, but you use the characters in the refrigerator to be an example. So when chocolate milk moved in, it talked about how You got white milk, you got chocolate milk. They're fighting each other, but it's not them that they really hate each other. It's other people, which in this book is called the older boys. Other people stirring up trouble for them to hate each other without even realize that they're being kind of puppet. And then the football game is about a football game in the refrigerator, and about how through teamwork and believing in yourself you can overcome a lot. So that's my stuff. I try to write. I mean, I got a bunch of scripts that I've tried to write, that I've written, and for me it's kind of a passion. I enjoy taking a blank sheet of paper and creating a world from that blank sheet of paper. So it's mostly fiction. There is one book, The Stepping Stone, which is the book about my life. Yeah, thank you.
That's awesome. I think this is our last question.
All right.
Have you been keeping up with like college football?
Not really, unfortunately. I mean, I know Cal is doing pretty good, and that's the school I went to is UC Berkeley. But other than that, not really.
Okay,
Sorry.
so my question is, what do you think about the NIL and the transfer portal?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of becoming like the NFL in the sense that, like, before, players stayed with a team, you knew who they were, and you knew what it was all about. Now it's not that anymore. It's more about the money. It's good for the players, and I got it. I understand, but you sometimes stop having that affinity for the team, and it's more for the players, and sometimes you lose those players, so it's a tough thing. I don't know if we're live or. Yep. Oh,
yeah, we're live. We
okay,
here.
sorry. Yeah,
So
I think it's good for players to get paid in college. I do think that it could be better. Like if the players would, all their money, they get a certain amount, but then the rest of the money that they make is put in a savings account, and they get that savings account once they graduate, so you can continue the graduation rate. Players going from school to school with the portal, I mean, ultimately it had to come because there are a lot of college players who have lasting injuries and lasting stuff that didn't get paid, didn't get anything from it other than the injuries. And then on the flip side, you had coaches making millions and millions of dollars and schools making billions of dollars. So I agree with it. I just think it can be formatted a little bit different, a little bit better.
thank you. That's kind of my what I think too.
Okay.
So we're going to move into our next topic. I don't know if you want to participate. We do our college football and our NFL picks. If you want to participate, just
sure,
chime in.
I'll jump in and you'll realize I really don't know that much about football. I'll jump in. All right.
All right, so we're gonna kick off with college football, and we're gonna show our records. All right, so Chris and myself, we went 2-3. Jay, he won last week. He went 3-2. However, Chris, you in third place. Jay, you in second, and I'm holding the title right now. And this is only in college. NFL's a different story. But all right, so take a look at the records. All right, we're gonna go to our first game. We got Indiana, number 2, Indiana, at Penn State. Jay, give me your thoughts.
Penn State doesn't have a coach. Got to have a coach.
But you was the main one trying to get him fired at the beginning of the year.
Look, they're not going to beat Indiana. Indiana's got them. I got Indiana.
I'm following the leader, so yeah, Indiana.
Yeah, we ain't gonna change this song, Indiana.
I'm 100% with you guys. I'm going to Indiana.
All I want to know is what you smoking, brother.
Black and mild. For those that know me in Germany, they know that is my signature.
Okay. I'm giving somebody some free pub, right?
All right, so we got number 9 Oregon at number 20 Iowa. Chris, what's your thoughts on this?
Oregon.
He said Oregon. Jay, what you got?
I got the home dogs. I got Iowa with the upset.
Oh, you say he going to the bottom? Oh, we're gonna see because I guess you alone on this one because I'm in the same boat with you, Jay. I'm taking Iowa.
I'm
Iowa
going
has
with
Go
Oregon.
ahead, Ken.
I'm gonna go with Oregon.
Ooh, split. I
Okay,
like it.
All right.
Pac-10 or used to be.
So, Jay, remember you was talking about the playoff bracket earlier? That's one of the teams about to drop out.
Ooh.
Them Oregon.
Ooh.
I can see that.
All right, let's move on to our next game. And I think this is it's big conference talk right now for the Big 12 because you got number 7 BYU at number 8 Texas Tech.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's huge.
The top 2 teams in the conference.
So do you think one of these teams that lose will go past 12 if the shakes
Yes.
out the wrong way?
Yes.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with Texas Tech, and I think BYU. Yeah, I would love to go with them, but I just think on the road, Texas Tech, and this is a huge game for both of them. Yeah, Texas Tech.
All right, Jay, I'm in the same boat with you that I'm taking Texas Tech. But now, Chris, if you gonna catch up on the standings, you might need to make some moves here.
Don't
Trying
worry
to push
about the
them into
move. Don't try to push me into the street. I don't need nobody to push. I can cross the street. BYU. Yeah, did I say it? My name ain't Jay. I'll say it on the air, then go back and say change it.
Yeah. Texas Tech. I'm from Texas, so I'm going with Texas Tech.
Solo dolo.
Like, what'd you call me?
No, I said solo dolo.
I'm joking.
That's me. I'm the single man in this one.
Yeah.
So we've got number 3 Texas A&M at number 22 Mizzou. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you, I'm taking Texas A&M. I think they stay undefeated.
I'm an Illinois guy, so I'm just gonna tell the truth. Texas A&M.
You ain't, Chris. I know you ain't crazy, so I know you weren't gonna do that. Texas A&M, Missouri. This is it for them. This would be their 3rd loss, and any chances of them trying to climb up, it ends today for them.
Texas A&M.
With the LSU and Alabama.
They have no coach.
What's the dangerous game though? Alabama cannot overlook them. It's a game that a lot of people could overlook because of the firing of Brian Kelly. So Alabama has to be careful. They have to come in there, and and it's also dangerous, right? Because you get new coaches, so they could change the scheme of what they've been doing all season too. But
You can't change the player.
You're right, Jay. You're right. But sometimes changing the mentality in a locker room and changing how you prep and changing how you play call, a lot of time, skill can be because LSU, as far as talent wise, them players aren't that much different than Alabama. They're not that much different than Georgia. You see what I'm saying? So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. But Jay, I gotta stick with my hat and my Alabama.
Yeah.
Alabama.
This is gonna hurt. This is gonna hurt. Roll Tide.
Here we go.
He said Roll Tide.
Jay, what you got? Mr. Ken, what you got?
Oh, Alabama. In memory of Gene Stallings.
Absolutely.
There you
Huh.
I have the team that's not LSU. I won't say their name, but I'll have the team that's not LSU.
Okay. Okay. So the referees. I mean, they can't lose, right?
Further.
All right. So that's our picks in college football for the week. We're going to move on to NFL. All right. So Chris and myself, once again, didn't do good last week. We went 1-3. Jay broke even 2-2. Chris, though, is winning at the NFL picks. Yeah, he wants to pop his collar. Okay. And Jay, we tied. We tied. So, well, we're going to see, because this week is going to be huge, right? Right? We got a couple of picks out there. So let's see what we got. First off, let's recap Thursday night's game. It was the Raiders at the Denver Broncos. What was y'all's thoughts about that?
Man, if Denver don't find the offense, a consistent offense, they're not gonna win next week. I'm putting that out there in the free world. They're not gonna beat Kansas City playing the way they played against Las Vegas last night, maybe Thursday night. It's not gonna happen.
Jay, what you got?
Well, for me, it seems like this is not just a weak problem. This has been over the last month or so for the Denver Broncos. Their offense has not been clicking beginning of these games. For whatever reason, Bo Nix this is his second season, so he's looking more or less like a rookie quarterback. Didn't they have a running back or Dobbins, right? So they need to start trying to figure out a run game to try to supplement into the pass. So right now, they won these close games. I think 3 of the last 4 games have been won by a field goal or less, or some of these. I just have them probably winning the AFC West, but for right now, they just hopefully they play the Raiders 2 or 3 more times until they get it right.
Well, I got a question for you. Do you think this is more of a lack on Denver's offense, or a tribute to the Raiders' defense actually doing something?
I think it's their offense, because it's not just a one-off. This is like the last 3 or 4 games. Even back to the Giant game, they didn't score any points at all into the fourth quarter. So the potential's there. It seems like they're not putting it together, or not being consistent, not doing things that they're supposed to be doing consistently.
Hey, gentlemen, I'm gonna have to sign off, but thank you for allowing me to be on your show.
No, thank you, sir, for giving us some good stories and answering our questions. We would love to have you back, because there's we normally at the end give you time to speak, and any kind of, like, you already kind of plugged your books.
Yeah,
we appreciate it. It's just time for you to have have a spotlight for you. So,
okay, no, I definitely come back. I'm sorry, I got some other stuff, but it's on Amazon if you want to check out my book, and appreciate you guys. I don't know all the languages. I know ciao is goodbye, and how do you say it in Germany?
it's so many different ways. Choose
Avita
Avita Sing.
Avita say. I'll go with that one. That's the familiar one. So I'm out of here. How about that?
All right, thank you, sir.
Thank you,
for
brothers.
stopping by.
Appreciate you guys. Thank you.
So let's take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back.
Also, I want to say thank you to everybody that tuned in for the Ken Harvey interview. He's the first one that came out of the NFL, and hopefully we'll be able to get some more guests from one of the sports leagues like that moving forward. Please, continue to support us with your likes, your subscribe, tell your friends, and let them know that with the holiday season coming up, we're going to have some good content for you. Chris, Mason, and myself, we're going to try to put on the best show that we possibly can for you, and we can't do it without your support.
But we're not done, so we'll be right back.
Welcome back to the long distance playbook.
Yep.
Jay, I see that look on your face, man. You all right?
I see Rams gear, and when I see Rams gear, it just puts me in a bad mood.
Oh, now cheer up. Hey, remember, me and you are tied. We got to catch Chris at this. So I'm
Go ahead.
interested to see some of the picks for the week.
Mm.
Let's start off, right? We have our game that is being played in Berlin, Germany. It is the first NFL game ever in Berlin. I wish I could have gone.
Yeah, I went to doggone the Munich game last year.
See, I wish I could have
How was
gone,
the
but I wasn't able
how was
to.
the stadium
Huh?
down there? How was the stadium down there in Munich?
It was cold, bro. It was cold. It wasn't bad, but the seats was good. I had to plug it. Jay actually hooked me up with those tickets.
Oh, see, slacking.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we got the Falcons though, and the Colts. It's gonna be an early game for us. But Jay, what you got? Who you taking?
I have the Indianapolis Colts winning. I think they bounced back from that Daniel Jones disaster last week. I think it was just a one-off. I think the Colts will get into the run game, and I think they'll beat the Falcons.
Okay, all right. I'm in agreement. I think the Colts 100% are coming back on this game. I hate it because I'm a Falcons fan, but the Colts have been playing some solid football, and my Falcons have not. So I gotta go with the team.
Y'all ain't gonna catch me like this.
What you got?
The Colts.
Okay, I'm just making sure. They said we ain't gonna catch him because picking the same team, right? So our next game is the Baltimore Ravens, at the Minnesota Vikings. What you got on this, Chris?
Ravens. I think now that they're healed, they got most of their starters back on defense. They're gonna play a lot different than they've been playing earlier. Lamar's back. I think they need to feed that monster in the backfield a lot more than he needs to touch the ball at least 20 plus times. Even if it's negative yards, he's gonna get it.
Okay. What you got, Jade? Is that who you taking?
Minnesota's back, baby.
Oh,
They got JJ. JJ's doing big things, and I'm not talking about just
Yes.
JJ.
You
As
do
in-
know their tackles are out, right? You do know their tackles are out, right?
I know that Baltimore Ravens defense has been out all year.
They back.
So
Roquan is back.
So, look, Minnesota will win this game. Mr. Jefferson is going to have a huge game. I think it's going to be his best game of the season. And
I hope
Addison's
so.
looking good. Jones is back. We good. Minnesota's back. Got Minnesota.
Look, I've got my stuff written down on a different piece of paper, and Chris can tell you. Jay, I'm in agreement with you. I don't think Baltimore's got anybody on the defense to hold Justin Jefferson. So I'm taking Minnesota on this game. Now, see, that's how we catch up.
That's how you catch me.
All right, you ready for the next one? The New England Patriots at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Well, since I'm the lead dog here,
Oh, you want to go ahead and take it?
I think this is the actual tough game.
It is.
If I was betting on this game, I'd probably take the points. Just to be honest, I'll probably take the points because I think this is going to be a high scoring game. Patriots defense is playing pretty good, but they really haven't been seriously tested. I think they played Buffalo only once. So I'm gonna put my itchy trigger finger on this one, and I'm gonna go with the Bucks.
Oh, he's going with the Bucks. I'm going to go ahead and tell you what you looking at. Look, I'm taking New England on this. I think they are for real. Tampa's just injuries, and I don't think they're going to be able to they're a good team. Don't get me wrong. Tampa Bay is a solid team, but I don't think they can keep up with New England tomorrow. So, Jay, what you got?
Hey, Chris, this is the bag, right?
Yeah, that's a bag.
This is you with the bag. You're fumbling the bag, man. You're fumbling the bag. You got a good lead, but you're not making good picks. Don't fumble the bag.
Obviously, I've been making good picks. I'm in first place. You behind? Hey, I'm running.
We know how people are when they have a little taste of success, and then they don't know how to handle that success. So, no Bucky, no Mike, no Ricky, no Ralph. New addition. I don't know if the new addition or the team, but your team, Tampa Bay, is not going to beat New England. New England's going to beat them. And me and Mason are going to catch you. We got you. We got you right where we want you now.
Mm-hmm. All right, we're going to move on to our next game. Mr. Harvey, he played for this team, the Arizona Cardinals. But they're playing up in Seattle this week. Seattle's a tough place to play. They call it 12th man, right, for a reason.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and let you know I'm taking Seattle because I think their defense is just that much better than what Arizona's offense is. What you guys got?
I think Arizona has a new chemistry with Brissett and Marvin Harrison Jr. I think they're hitting good strides. I got Arizona beating Seattle. And I think Darnold is going to have a problem this week.
Okay. All right.
Seattle.
Thank you. Mm-hmm. At least somebody still knows football around here.
Hey, pick that bag up again. Because you fumbling the bag.
No, who's the top two quarterbacks in the NFL right now?
It ain't Jacob Brissett.
It's not. You ready? One is Matt Stafford, and the other Sam Darnold.
The NFC West is tricky. They play each other. What you think you know, you don't know when it comes to these division games.
Yep.
Watch. All
right, let's move on. We got the Pittsburgh Steelers at the Los Angeles Chargers. We got to make it quick, guys. So I'm gonna go ahead and tell you. I'm kind of going for the upset dog. I'm going for the Pittsburgh Steelers. I think their defense is getting locked in.
I got Pittsburgh too.
So Pittsburgh Steelers at the Los Angeles Chargers. Just make sure you're tracking the teams.
I'll track it. Pittsburgh.
Oh.
And here's the reason why. Head coach of Pittsburgh is like 8-1 when he's the underdog.
Mm-hmm. All right, so our next game.
I'm gonna change my
nope.
Give me the
It's already written. It's already written. Nope. No. We ain't doing that.
All right, so we got the Philadelphia Eagles at the Green Bay Packers.
Ooh.
Right? Yeah, that's a good one, right? So it's going to be a Monday Night Football. But I got to go with the Eagles. I know Green Bay is good, but Philadelphia has shown more of a complete team this season than Green Bay. Green Bay's been kind of up and down, especially on teams I think they should have beaten.
You want me to go before you so you can try to change, make sure you pick the opposite?
So I'm going to Eagles.
I'll go before you so you can pick the opposite.
Eagles.
See, I got the Eagles because I think that they're coming off the bye. Everybody's rested, and their offense is clicking now compared to earlier.
Mm-hmm. All right. This is not the last game of the week because that was Monday Night Football, right? However, it is going to be the last game of this on this show, right? Because we're talking about the Los Angeles Rams at the San Francisco 49ers. So I'm going to let y'all two take over this, but yeah, go ahead, Jay. Chris, what you got?
No.
We got a couple of minutes.
No, you go first.
Me?
No, he go first.
He wants Jay to go first.
San Francisco 49ers will roll over the Rams, and me and Chris, we got a little something. So, yeah, 49ers will I'm gonna say by 9 points. 49ers
What?
do the win.
What?
You heard it. 49ers.
Rams.
Well,
all
now,
day.
Now, Jay, look, I understand there's being a fan, right? But you, at the end of the day, you also got to pick the winning team if you're going to catch up in this league, right? So, I have to go with the Rams because I got to catch up with the Chris.
Rams. Hey, you so confident, right? Let's talk a little bit about a little small change
after the show.
Little small change.
You got my PayPal account, so
you got mine too. You got mine too. Hey, I want to thank Mr. Harvey for Mr. Ken Harvey. I'm gonna say Ken because he told me to say Ken. For coming in on the show, telling the stories, letting us know about his children book, refrigerator game, I believe it was. Please look out and if you got young kids, get that book and read it to your kid. Right? He's a good now. He got a bunch of books out actually, and we wish we had he could have stayed a little longer so we could have let him have this spotlight, but he did agree that he could come back again and grace us with his presence. I hope y'all enjoyed the long distance playbook. Sorry for the technical issues. We're currently still having them, but I think I fixed them by just changing and went to handheld mics. We'll see y'all next Saturday. We will be all split up all over the world this next Saturday, but we truly gonna be at a long distance. They're gonna have to call me to make sure I'm on time, just so y'all know. Be blessed. We'll see y'all on Saturday, 4 p.m. German Italy time. All right. Have a great weekend. Enjoy your football. And I'm sorry. Thank you. Shout out to all the veterans that are out there in the world. Also, if you're a veteran-owned business and you want to get some advertisement, please send us your advertisement so we can put it out there. Thanks to Bugatti Visions for all our graphic designs, and be blessed. Have a great Saturday. Enjoy your college football, and tomorrow enjoy your NFL. Thank you.